are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. Happy Diwali! Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's Diwali today, and we've already had a Diwali miracle. We went down to the temple this morning to pray to the god with the elephant head, and I did my little prayers. I got the dot put on my head, I did my fucking prayers, and I gave the cunt 10 rupees. And then while I was waiting for everyone else to go see the other gods, because there was like 8 gods at this fucking temple. It was like a buffet of gods. There was a god there to meet all of your needs. I don't know if you meant to say specific prayers to specific gods or whatever, but we had to see all fucking 8 gods. So while I was waiting for everyone else to give all the other gods bananas, because I don't need to see all the gods. If I need to speak to the gods, I will take some shrooms and speak to them personally. I don't need to speak to all their statues. Anyway, I was carrying my daughter and I was like, oh, I'll put her on the ground and try and get her to walk, because she's been walking with help, but she just won't let go of your hand and walk by herself. She holds on to it. As soon as you let go, she just drops to the floor and starts crawling. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll give it a try. I put her on the ground and I'm holding her hand and she's walking along, and then I let go and then she just fucking takes off. She just fucking takes off. She's walking around the temple. She's going up to people. She's stealing flowers off the gods. It was a true Diwali miracle. It wasn't that much of a miracle. She probably would have started walking when we got home, but still, she started walking on Diwali in India in a fucking temple. That's kind of cool. But the bigger miracle is, for the last 3 nights in a row, she has slept all the way through the night. For the first time in what feels like a fucking year, I've had 3 decent night sleeps in a row. And it is all down to my very good friend Morgan Jones and his wife. So Morgs has been fucking listening to me bitch and complain about this fucking sleeping for ages now. And he had the same problem with his kid. He was getting no fucking sleep. His kid was waking up in the middle of the night all the time. So they took their kid to a sleep therapist. And the sleep therapist gave them some fucking instructions. I would never have gone to a sleep therapist in a million years. Even if they guaranteed me results, I would have been like, shut up. How about I get my baby to sleep and I save the fucking $900 you're about to charge me, cunt. So they sent me all the therapist's advice on how to get your kid to sleep, and I barely read it. I'm going to be honest, I skimmed through it and I was not going to do it until I had one particularly bad night's sleep, and I'm like, fuck it, I got to try something. So 3 nights ago, I prepared everyone in the house. I'm like, there's going to be some fucking crying and I don't want to hear anything out of any of yous. I'm the one doing it. You just go downstairs, watch some TV, turn it up loud so you don't hear the crying. I'll be doing it. I don't want to hear anything. So these are the instructions. Plus I ad-libbed a little bit. I put a little bit of a Boyle twist on the instructions as well. A little bit of Boyle flair. Some call it flair, some call it neglect. But anyway, what you do is you put the baby in the cot and you just let it fucking cry. Then after 5 minutes, you come back in the room, calm the baby down for like a fucking minute, and then leave again. Then come back in 7 minutes, calm the baby down again, spend a minute with her, and then leave the room again. Then come back in 10 minutes and just keep doing that at 10-minute intervals until the baby has cried itself out. And so that's what I did the first night, because no one has let this baby cry the whole time we've been in India. For 7 months, I haven't even heard this baby cry. She whinges, but she's never actually cried. And I've been trying to tell everyone, she needs to fucking cry at some point. You need to let her cry at some point. Otherwise, she's going to walk through life like there's nothing wrong, and she's not going to be able to overcome adversity. You got to instill these lessons early. So the first night, I drop her in the cot, say goodnight, leave the room, and she's fucking howling. She is screaming like fuck. And it's kind of hard listening to a baby scream like that. Not for me. I know what I'm doing. I'm toughening her up. For everyone else in the house, it's hard. So after 5 minutes, I go back in the room. I put her back under the blanket. I pat her for like 38 seconds, and then I get out of there again. She starts howling again. I have the stopwatch on, so I sort of know the timings of what's going on. So at 8 minutes, I get a call from my wife saying her parents can't handle it anymore. They can't handle the screaming. They want to come up and comfort her. I'm like, tell them to go downstairs and watch fucking an episode of Big Boss on full blast, because if they come up here, it's not going to be good for them. My wife's parents lasted 7 minutes. So I go back into the room, comfort her, get her down. She's still howling hardcore. She hasn't lost any stamina at all. I go back out and then I wait 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is a big block of time just to be howling at your hardest. She doesn't know how to pace herself. Eventually, she's got to fucking wear out. And in that 10-minute block, she started losing a little bit of steam. I went back in after 10 minutes and she was in like round 12 of a title fight. She was still swinging, but she was on her way out. So I left the room for the next 10 minutes and the cries started dying out. And eventually, at half an hour, almost on the dot, half an hour, the cries stopped. And then she slept all through the night. We had a great night's sleep. Next night, I did the same thing. Threw her in the cot, left the room, and you were meant to come back after 7 minutes. This is where I put a little twist in. I forgot to go in after 7 minutes. I went in after 12 minutes. That was my little bit of flair, forgetting to go in. So I went back in 12 minutes. She's out. She's completely out, 12 minutes, and didn't wake up for the rest of the night. Then last night, I throw her in the cot, I walk out, she screams for less than 5 minutes, and then silence, and I walk back in. She's out in less than 5 minutes and slept all the night through. It was fucking amazing. And the thing is, she wakes up a little bit during the night, like she'll wake up, do two little like wow cry shit, and then she'll settle herself down and just fall back to sleep. Whereas what was happening before, she would start crying and she wouldn't know how to settle herself back down. We would have to wake up, settle her down, feed her, do whatever. It was a fucking nightmare. But no more of that. It's another Diwali miracle. So I've been getting good night's sleep the last 3 nights. So has my wife. Hopefully it continues. Anyway, I've got to head outside and start letting off some explosives for Diwali. I'm filming it all so you'll get to see what's going on. My kid has already burnt his finger on a sparkler, so God knows what's going to happen tonight. Anyway, that's it. Happy Diwali, and I'll see ya the fuck later.